Like here you can just work in the collab, and then also you can do it kind of a print, and you can save in the PDF format. Right here you can save in the PDF one, and you can directly write it from there, paste it, and you can save it there. Okay. So well, today we'll start up with the operators and all. Okay. So we have various kind of operators like assignment, arithmetic, boolean, and all such. So today we'll be starting up with the assignment operators. I can't join. So we'll start up with the arithmetic operators. So operators are something which are used to perform some operations, right? So we'll be starting up with the arithmetic operators. So in the arithmetic operators, as the name suggests you that uh, in this operations you'll be having just basic mathematical calculations, right? Or you'll be doing some the very fundamental operations of the mathematics, right? So let it be x and y as to be 5 and 10, 5 and 10. Okay, and now for the, as I said, for the very fundamental operations, that means that additions. Okay, someone said addition, subtraction, multiplication, right? So we did all these things and we got some of the integer values. But when we divide this now, we'll be getting a float value, and that is zero point 0.5, right? And if we want to just make it in an integer one, so we'll have to use double slash. That is a float division, or you can say an integer division. Okay, so instead of getting zero point 0.5, you will only get 0. That is the integer value of zero point 0.5. That is division, float division. Similarly, we have exponentiation. So let's say 2 to the power of 3, right? 2 to the power of 3. From this, you will get the 8. Now let's say you divide 10 by 5, or let's say divide 10 by 3, and see the remainder. So 3, if we divide 10 by 3, we'll get remainder as 1, right? And that is the remainder. So this modulus give you the remainder, this double star give you the double asterisk give you the exponentiation, this double slash give you the float division or integer division, this single slash give you the division, this asterisk give you the multiplication, and this addition and subtraction. Okay, let me see whether this is working or not. Mic is on or not. I think mic should be on. All right. Okay, so these are some of the basic arithmetic operators. Okay, fine. So like if you want to calculate a square plus b square plus c square, all right, let's say a plus b whole square. So what will be the formula, right? What will you use if you want to find a plus b whole square? Notebook you taught yesterday and today, all those upload please write you have provided. Yes, it's there, and shoe. Okay. Yeah, so like if you want to find a plus b whole square, what should be the formula? And how to represent that, right? Very basic thing. You want to find a plus b and that of whole square. So very first thing, define a and b, and then let's say a comma b equals any values, and now you say a plus b, and then you want the whole square of this. So whole square is something of the power, right? And for me, giving a power, what I said that you will have to use double asterisks, then write the power, and you'll get the value, that is 9, right? Similarly, a square plus b square plus 2ab, that is also 9. It is the expanded form of a plus b square, right? Okay, so these are some of the basic arithmetic
Sir,
operators. Now,
excuse me, sir.
yes.
This is Chandni. I have another doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you get an input from the user for three variables? Suppose a comma b comma c is equals to input of How do you get that? Enter numbers and then how do you get that? I tried with the assignment question, but I wasn't able to do that.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Suppose we get the value for A and B. How do you get the from user?
So you are asking for this question. Where it is? This one. Let's say calculate the numbers. Like take the numbers and then calculate this. You're asking this.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Take three integer input from the I don't.
all right. Okay. Below one. So take three input from the integer and return the sum of all the numbers to the user. Right.
Yeah, I don't want it to enter first value, enter second. I don't want it like that. I just want a single line saying enter values and then accept.
You can
Tell them to
apply.
enter the values.
You can apply loop there then.
Okay, loop. We should go for a loop. There is no direct method of saying x comma y comma z
So,
is equal to input.
Like you want to take x comma y comma z, like such, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, is equal to. That didn't work, sir. I tried out this, but
you
it
want
didn't
to
work.
write it as input and then like whatever the statement it is, and you want
Yeah.
to take it as input, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm,
And now assign a is equals to x plus y plus z
mhm.
and print a. But we won't be able to enter the a value. Won't
You
be.
can see you can do that with the okay for three inputs you want at a time, right?
Yeah. So we should go for a loop.
No. Okay, you want it like this. So you can write it enter numbers
Yeah.
and then you can use this split. Okay,
Okay. Split.
so we'll run this. Let's see. So you can enter manually like 5, 10, 15, and let's see x, y, and z. So these are 5, 10, and 15. Okay, got it? I can take an integer of all these things, right? I think manually make it integer or like float, whatever you want. Okay. Uh, but in case you also can take it manually or if you want with the split. This is actually used for the string purpose. This you can't take in the integer and float. Understood? So it would only work for the string because split is a function used in the string methods, like an important one. So we'll look at that. Mohammed is asking, do we get recording of today's class? Yep. See here. This is recording. Okay. All right. So arithmetic operators are the very basic one, right? Moving up to next is the assignment operators. Okay, and the relational operators. So assignment operators is something like when you assign some of the values, right? Let's say this is x equals to 5. So what I'm doing is I'm assigning the value 5 to the x, right? So now let's say that x is equals to x plus 5. What I mean to say that whatever the x value it is, I'm adding 5 to that. It is 5 plus 5. I'll just run this and check the value of x and it will be 10. So to avoid this x equals x plus 5, what we'll do is we'll quickly write it as x plus equals 5. That's it. That is initialize the value or like increment the value by 5 in the x of whatever it is the value. Just run this and when you will see your x it will be 15. Right? Before it was 10 and with the 5 it became 15. Got it? Similarly you can go with the minus and you can check the values. Like for the multiplication, so it's multiplied by 2 and the value will be 20. Right? You don't have to write it one by one of the operations and for writing it. Let's say you want to check the division when it divided by 2, what the remainder, so it's 0 obviously, right? So x is 0 now. When you say x, what to done now? Multiply will give you 0, division will give you okay, so let's assign some values now. Now let's say like if you divided by 1 and check the value 5. So these are some of the assignment operators basically used to assign the values. That's it, right? We can assign values there in a very short time. Now coming up to the relational operators. Okay, so relational operators, as the name you can see, it will give you the idea of the relation between the variables. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's say today relational operators. Cool. So here you'll be getting like the relationship between your not the operators, the variables, right? And you'll be using some operators to find those relations that are called as relational operators, basically, right? Okay. Meanwhile, we also say it has to be comparison. Okay. So mostly we say it as a comparison operator. The way you compare or find the relation whether it is greater, less, or not. So comparison operators with the relational operators are used just to compare or to find the relation between the values, right? So you'll be getting a boolean result, right? Either a true result or a false result, like you were asking yesterday. Okay, so like that you'll be getting up there. All right. So the very first operator is the greater than operator, right? And these all operators have a fixed conditions, right? When it will return true or when it will return you false. So let's say this is an operator greater than, right? Now if I say that 4 is greater than 5, like it is a wrong statement, so you will be getting a false. So greater than will always give if the left operand, that is the left operand, is always true, right? So the left side, whatever the value it is, or the right side, that will be anything. So if any kind of condition, if it is true and you are using the greater than operand, so if it is the greater, that is the left side, if it is greater, then only you will be getting a true result. That is a very common operation, right? We have been learning from the, I think, class 3 or 4, right? Similarly, there is 5 less than 4, right? Now, if you want to check the equalities, right? Check the values, whether the values are equal or not. So there you can just go and see 3 is equals to 6 minus 3. So this will be equal, right? And you'll be getting a true result. Similarly, if we say that 3 is not equals to 6 minus 5. So 6 minus 5 is 1 and 3 is not equals to 1, we are saying. So this is true. So like if you have a true statement and you are using this, true is greater than false, like this you are using, so this is a true statement, right? So if true and false, so this will give you that result, right? Now in any case, if any of the condition becomes true, right? So there you'll get your actual outcome, you can say, will be a true. In any case, let it be false, greater than, false is less than equals to true. So if any case comes as true in the greater than equals to or less than equals to, then your total outcome will be true. And in any case, like let's say if any of one condition is true, we'll be getting a true result. That is the comparison operators, exactly. So greater than, less than, equals to, not equals to, greater than equals to, and less than equals to. So these are the common operators of the comparison. Okay, next we have logical operators. So logical operators are like let's say these are actually of three kinds. Okay, so and, or, and not, right? And these are used to find out again the boolean value, but on some particular conditions and statements, right, where you apply some of the logics. So that is why it is called as logical operator. So let's say uh, we are having a true result and we are having a false result. So if we write true and false, so this and there, as I said, there is only three kind of logical operator, that is and, or, and not, right? So if you write true and false, okay, and you are using and, right? So the result what we'll get is false. Why? Because when you are using and, then only and only if on the both sides of your condition is true, only and only if all the sides, or sorry, if all the conditions are true, then only you will be getting a true result. Otherwise, for any of the statement, it will be a false when you use and, okay. But in case you are using or, if you are using or, then if any one of the condition is true, you'll be getting a true result, right? That is functionalities of the or and. So if you just define it, then and gives you true if both the operands are true, or gives you true if either one of the operands is true, okay. And similarly, not is like one of the negation purpose. It is like very you can give it as a name of a corruption part, right? So if it is true, it make it false. That is the brilliant one, right? And if it is false, it makes it true. Okay, let it be false. So particularly, it provides a false, or it goes for a complement of whatever the statement you write. Okay, so these are all the logical operators. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can just ask, right? Don't wait for me. So for any doubts, just ask. So these are these are called as also truth table, where you make some tables, right? Truth table is like true and true will give true, true and false will give false. So in truth table, in the table, right, there are some truth table which gives you the truthness of the operators, right? Truthness of the operators means that how much that operator will be returning with the true result. Okay, so in case of and, the true result will be only if all the sides are true, right? In case of or, you will find three true statements, okay, that is three. In case of and, you will find one. In case of or, you will find three. And in case of not, that is actually a false one, right? So don't go for that. In case of not, you will find one. Okay, so these are actually the criteria. There is in the and truth table only one true result you will find. In the odd truth table you will find three true results, and in the not you will find only one true result. That is a truth table particularly. Okay, fine. Now assignment have been seen, arithmetic C. There is something called as membership operators, right? So membership operators gives like, let's say you are reading or you are studying in one particular college, right? So that is, you say that you are like studying in section A, right? Whenever you were in the classes of class 11th and 12th, right? So let's say you are reading in class 11th A, and if I say like one any of one name here, so let's just take Anshu or any such name, right? So Anshu in 11th A. So we are actually searching that is there any student name as Anshu in 11th A. So that is particularly a membership, right? We are trying to find whether this person is a member of this particular class or not. So similarly, you find up those things, and that are called as membership operators. Okay, like when you find up the things in one dictionary or string or list or tuple kind of. So let's just say this is a statement, right? And now let's say you want to find that whether is in this. That's it. So you want to find whether this is lies in this is a statement or not. Run this, you'll get a true result. Why? Because is there, right? Okay, this is. Now if you write apple not in apple, still you'll get a true result. Why? Because this apple does not belongs to this apple. Right. You can also set as like sets and subsets and all. We'll be reading subsets value, not today. So there you'll see how this thing works. Okay. So these are the membership operators. Okay. Fine. All right. Now we'll try to understand the type.
So, hello.
Yes, Anshu?
Yeah, hello, sir. Sorry to interrupt you, but I did not understand this one which you said, the last one.
This one, 43. Cell number
Yeah,
43.
the last one which you just explained, the Apple one.
Okay, okay. See, here if you see this apple is in the lower cases, and in this apple this is one uppercase. Okay, okay. Let's just remove this. You will be getting this confusion here. So this is a statement. So I'm writing that this apple is not in this statement. All right, and we are getting a result that is true result. Why? Because this apple is not present in this statement, right? If you just check it for apple in the statement, then it will return you a false. Why? Because this is not present. But if you write not in, then you are writing a correct statement, that is apple is not in this statement, right? Understood?
Yes, yes, got it, got it.
All right, fine. Now, so these are the kind of operators, like similarly boolean ones, so we have discussed that, right? Okay. Now, there are some precedence or some associativity of the operators. Okay. So some of the associativity of the operators, it is like which should be operated first, right? So precedence is like if we define this. So this question is also asked when like when you go for Microsoft examinations and all. There you find this question basically. And this is like one of the compulsory question that comes in that exam. So like what is to be solved? Like let's say there is a question, and if there is a question like this, 3 multiplied by 2 divided by 4 minus 2 divided by 2 double divided by 3 remainder of 2, run this and you're getting some results. Now what is the precedence? How to get it, right? You'll be asked to perform this operation and what will be the result, right? So that is you'll only able to do only and only if you know the precedence, or like only you know the um, format of which comes the first. So the very beginning is you go to solve first the parenthesis. Okay, so first you solve the parenthesis. Okay, then you go for finding the exponent values. Okay, then you find the unary plus, like many a times it is something like this. Okay, something like minus. So in the unary plus or minus or anything bitwise or all of them. So let it be inside this unary. Let me write it as plus minus. You can also say bitwise. So all these things comes inside that. So first you solve this, then this, and if this exists, then this. Like the Bodmas rule, right? You remember. Then comes as the multiplication, division, floor division, or the modulus, whatever. If it is present, then you solve all these things. Like then you solve the multiplication. That is this one. Then you solve. Okay. So multiplication and the division. So let it be this. Okay. This. Let's say the floor division. What is this one? Or let's say it is modulus percentage, right? So yeah, and after that then you solve the addition, then you solve the subtraction. So this is the actual way how you calculate something, right? When you get some questions, how you will be calculating up. Then you will be getting the bitwise characters like the and, the or the XOR or, then equals to, and all those things. So mostly you get these up, right? Most of the times you only get these things. So this is a like a format of how you go up the things in the calculation part, right? I think this is clear. Okay. So first you solve the parenthesis, then exponent, and these options are actually coming in the examination in the Microsoft. Okay, fine. So I think the operators and all are very clear to you, right? So like today's assignment, so I have been asked that the first 8 to 9 I'll be teaching you, and like the first hour I'll be teaching you, and then the next hour you'll be solving the assignments. Because there were very complaints in the previous sessions. Student do not do assignments over there. Where is one the assignments folder? So let me see what are the topics of this assignment. Boolean. All right. So today is okay. So there are also calendars and all. Fine, fine. All right. So there are some of the modules in the Python to be focused on. Like let's say if we are going for a calendar one, right? That is a very important one, calendar, right? Now this actually gives you all the inputs regarding your, you can say regarding your years or months or dates. Hmm? You get all these things with this calendar module. Okay. Now it gives you basically in the Python we solve the general calendar problems using this calendar one. Okay, so we'll go one by one, see how it is completed up. Okay, so you'll have to just import this calendar. Now let's say that you want a calendar of any particular month, right? So in that case, what you'll do, you'll take the year. So let's say this is 2020, and let's say you want a month calendar. So it's 8 now. Okay, and then you want to just print up the calendar. That's it. So we'll be printing calendar dot a month of a calendar. So which month calendar? It is first you write the year, what the year you want. Also, if you don't write like these things, then you can directly write up this print a calendar of a month. First you write up the year, then you write up the month. That's it. All right, and run this. I'll get a calendar. That is August 2020, and today is 18, I think. Yeah. So today is Tuesday. Okay, and it is a basic method to print a calendar. And I think this question is there in your assignment to solve it. Okay, fine. Now, if you are asked to print a calendar of a whole year, right? If you are asked to do so, in that case, what you'll do is, see, in that case, you can take it calendar dot calendar of any particular year, right? So let's say, why these things come every time? So you're using calendar dot calendar. Now let's say you want 2020, just run this and you will get a calendar of 2020. Got it? Now even you can specify some width or like the ratio of the spacings if you want it there, right? Now if you want to find the weekdays or the months you're having up there, so you can even go with the that too, right? So like if you want to iterate over the weeks of a calendar, so in that case, right, so iterating over the weeks of a calendar will give you like let's say, but you haven't read the loops here yet, so we can't go with that one. Okay, just leave that. Will go after we'll read the loops. So these two basic questions I think will be there in your assignment. It is like if you want a year calendar, just write calendar.calendar and write the year name, and you'll get the calendar of that whole year. If you want for a month, you use that month and then write the year name and then the month, right? Basic structure, right? An easy one. Okay. Next up, next is one more important module, that is math. Now this is very much important, right? Because you can use several calculation part with the users of this, right? So like how to get it? Okay, let's say in the assignments you will be asked with some questions like this is an uh, radius of a circle. So take a radius of a circle as an input from the user and then give him the area, like give the area, like calculate the area and give to him. So how will take that? Let's say this would be the radius that will be in the float, right? And you can take this thing as input and then write it as enter the radius. So user will be writing the radius, right? And then what is your purpose? To print out the area. So area with the radius, give a comma, put the radius, again give a comma. So area with the radius, and this radius will give the exact value of the radius what the user has given. Okay, so area with the radius this is equals to, then give a comma and then write this area would be math dot pi into r, not r, whatever the radius user will give, the square of that, right? Don't put the brackets, it's fine. So pi r square, right? So what you can do is import math, we have done, right? You can also write from math directly import this pi. So then you won't have to write this math.pi, you can just write pi into radius square. That is exactly how it happens, right? So just run this and just enter a radius 2.5 and the area would be 19 point, this is this. Okay, so like this are the calculation part. So you have to apply some of the mathematics too, right? Okay, there is no doubts, fine, good going. Okay, what are there? Boolean operators, comparison operators. Okay, so today's assignment I think it's very easy. So we can also do third assignment today. No. All right, fine. So these are the basic structures of all the operators and whatever we have learned till now, right? Now we are going to see about these strings. Okay, so as I said, strings are the very important data types in the Python. We also discussed yesterday. If we see yesterday one, so we discussed some bit of strings, I think. No. All right. So okay, fine then. If we haven't discussed, then it's fine. So strings in Python are a very important kind, right? They have a lot of methods to work with the strings. Now, uh, strings, what exactly are is like the characters or the sentences or the words or the letters what you write and what you enclose in a single bracket, a single quote or a double quote. Like whatever you write inside this single quote or inside this double quote are the strings. So we have been doing this since a very long time, right? From the very starting, if you see, the very first day we have used this keywords, and then we have used some strings. Every time, whatever you write, I think we have done string yesterday. Yep, here. Okay. Alright. So you are familiar with the strings, right? Now I'll be giving you some like a brief introduction in the indexing and the slicing. Actually, that is very important. So let's say, so these are strings. So you have started. So let's just write it. So these are the strings. Now I was saying that we'll be starting up with the indexings and the slicings. So indexing is something like when you give numbering to your elements present inside your data type, particular data type. All right. Let's just say that this is X and this is having A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Let's run this. So to find the total number of elements present in the X, right? To find that, what we can do is we can find the length of this X and run this. And now we can find that there are actually 10 digits, right? And the 9 spaces in between the 10 digits. So that is total 19, right? Total 19 of the elements present, including the spaces. How many of you are there? 25. All right, fine. Similarly, let's just say this is Y, okay, and okay, just take it X. So what is the X of 0? The very first thing. So an indexing is like where you find the number of the where you give the numbering according to the letters or the characters. So the very first one will be always having a number that is 0, that is A. If you find X of 1, that is a blank, right? That is actually a gap, right? So indexing starts from 0 and it goes till whatever the length of the character it is minus the 1, right? So always if your length is 19, your index from the left hand side will be, the last index value would be 18. If you see the last one, so the 18, you see there is J, and there actually your elements end, or your total string ends out there, right? So the relation between an index value and a string, or you can say and a length, is like the relation between this index and the length is that index is equals to total length minus 1, or you can say this total index is equals to the length of the element, length of the variable minus 1. So that will give you the, okay, don't go with the total one, go with the last index. So last index will be always equals to the length of the variable minus 1, right? This is actually the relationship between the the length and the index. Okay, fine. So these are the 1 minute. Okay, fine. So these are the index things. Okay. Now when you go and find the ranges and all in this indexing purpose, we call it as slicing. Okay. So we are not like first try to understand the index. Okay. So if we just count off from the left hand side, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on, right? But what if we count on from the right hand side? From the right hand side, it will be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So from the right hand side, it will always start with the minus 1, and then from the left hand side, it starts with 0. Okay. So if we just find it to be from the right hand side, it will be minus 1. So let's say x of minus 1, x of minus 2, or x of minus 5. So this is j and h. So we see x of minus 1 is j, or x of minus 5 means 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That is h. Alright. I think it is clear to you, right? Okay. Clear, or anyone having any doubt? Screen share is lagging at times. Not sure if only I am facing the issues. Alright. Anyone is having issues in the screen sharing, like if you can't see? How many of you are having issues with the screen sharing? Right there quickly. Okay. 2, 3. Okay. Let me switch it. Everyone is having. Okay, now it is okay, or still it is making a buffer there. Is it okay now? Cool. Alright. Oh, it's my dollar. Oops. At times the problem is there. Alright, I have switched the Wi-Fi. It will be solved on. Okay. Fine. So this is like the index thing. So index is clear to everyone. Having doubts in the index? Anyone having any doubts in the index? Okay, I believe clear. Alright. Now, if we just find the ranges in this index, if we just go for the ranging in the index, ranging in the sense that now we'll quickly try to understand what is exactly a range. So, a range is something like when you write a range of any elements. So, there you first give the starting number, then you give the ending number, or you say the stopping number, and then you also give the intervals. So the intervals are not compulsory, but the start and stop are compulsory, right? Okay, at least giving a starting value is very compulsory. It is compulsory in the sense like, let me brief you how it is compulsory. Me at times student make it wrong understanding. So it is like, let's say, if you write a range of 30, that's it. Okay, range of 30. So not initializing any starting point, not giving any interval point, only giving the stopping point, that is 30. So in that case, you will get a range of numbers from 0 till 30. It will be printed out like this. But you will be getting a numbers from a range of, not a range, you will get a numbers from 0 to 29, right? That is whatever the range of the whatever the stopping point you give in your range, you'll be getting -1 of that. Okay, that is like how it works. So a range of an element. So range particularly is given by a list of the numbers. Okay, from the starting point till whatever the stopping point is minus of 1. I think it's clear, right? That is how it happens. This is how it deals up. Okay, so this is a particular range. Clear. Fine. Now, let's say if I am writing a range of 40. So see, it's range of 0 to 40. Okay, and the elements will be from 0 to 39. Okay. Similarly, if I say a range of 1 to 4. So you'll get a numbers from 1 to 3. Alright. And also, here one thing is being left on. If I write it as, so what is the role of an interval as, right? When you write the interval, then the starting number, the range will start from the start and it will go till the stopping, right? It is not compulsory that it will go till the stop. And meanwhile, interval comes in between and then it goes to the stop. That is, it will go from the starting to the stop in the intervals of whatever you will be writing on. Okay, I think you got it there. Okay, so that is, if you write a range of 10 to 50, 10 to 100 in the intervals of 10, you'll get a range of 10 to 100 with the intervals of 10, right? So there, that is an interval, that is a starting point and then it's a ending point. Okay, so that is, I hope it clear to everyone. Alright, okay. Now, in the slicing purpose, how ranges is done, like we don't give the commas and all these things, right? There what happens is like you write the variable name. Okay, once again. Right. So, like there you write up the variable name. So, what is the variable name? Is x. Anyone wants to say anything? And if you did not understand range, okay. Well, let me give you the practical. You will get to understand. So, let's say I am saying x to a colon, right? So, x and then a colon. Right? This will print everything what x is containing. That is from A to Z, right? But if I say x to 0 to, that is 0 is always the starting one, okay? So make it like by hearted, that is 0 is always the starting index position. So let's say if I'm taking 0 to 5, in that case, what are the numbers I'll be getting is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So total 5 numbers, but till the 4. Hope it is clear. Okay, so just run this and you'll see all the numbers from 0 to 4. Right. Run this and this is A, B and C. That is 0, 1, 2, 3 and this 4. Alright, this is how range works. And also now if you say x to 10 in the intervals of 2. So it will be coming like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, 10 will not come by because you will be having the numbers from 0 to 9, right? So from 0 to 9 in the intervals of 2 it will be going on. So you will be getting 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So that is A, B, C, D, E, right? So gaps will be reduced on if you see, okay? So gap, like this questions comes like there you have an options in the examinations. It is like A, B, C, D, E, right? And then it is like A, B, C, D, E. Many times it is
Sir?
A, yes, B, yeah, sorry, yes.
Sir? Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I don't understand this 0, 10 and 2. What does it mean?
Okay. So this is the starting number from the 0, like from the 0 index value it will start printing up. 10 means like if I remove this, then what it means that it will be taking up the numbers from 0 to 9, okay, right? So it will be taking up the numbers from 0 to 9 and I have added 1, 2 up there. So this means that between this 0 to 9 it will take the numbers in the intervals of the 2, like in the gaps of the 2. So like 0 first will come like x of 0, then the gap of 2. So like x of 0, then it will come as x of 2, like in the gaps of 2, right? So then x of 4,
Okay, sir. Got it.
like that will be getting up the things. So it is A, B, C and like that. Okay, fine. So that is particularly your interval. Okay, cool. So this is particularly slicing. These are called as slicing. When you go on like finding the range between your index values, that is slicing. And when you go for the indexing, like finding the particular thing, that is index values. Okay. So these are indexing and those are the slicings. Alright. So I think this is clear to you. Okay. So you guys have the assignments. Anything up there? Both equals. Find the comparison operators except to check whether those are equal or not. Fine, good questions are there, easy. All right, so these are the things you do with your indexing and the slicing purpose. Okay, now we'll be going a bit introduction with the conditional statements and then we'll give you the assignments. So in the conditional statements, as the first two things you are saying, that there is conditions, and with the conditions you write some of the statements. That is called as conditional statements. That is very simple. Okay. Now, let's say that the conditional statements are of three kinds. That is if, elif, and else. These are three kinds, and obviously some errors will come. So if, elif, and else. Now, like these statements, the very precise one is the if. That is the very first statement that will execute when you try to check the conditions is if. Okay. Now, if the if statement or the if clause or whatever the code you have written inside the if syntax is wrong, right? Then if you have mentioned elif, it will check in the elif clause. But if you haven't mentioned the elif, it will go in the else, right? So the only important thing to understand is like whenever you go for any of the you can say conditions, first you try to find the if, right? Now if it is correct, then it's good, right? It will go and execute the block of the statements of you have written inside the if. If it is wrong, it will go in the else and then it will just print it, right? So if we just want to check the conditions, to condition checking things are only available in the elif and if. So let's just give you a raw statement. The syntax is so in the if statement, the syntax is like first you write the if and then your conditions. Right. If and the conditions. And then you put also a colon. Okay. Then after you give some indentations there. Right? That is one tab space particularly. So indentations is particularly one tab. Okay. So after this indentation, you write your statement here. Okay. So this is how it runs. Okay, not exactly like this. Give a space over there. Like this. Okay. So if statements and then the okay, it is not working. All right. Then the statement. Some one tab space and then the statement, right? So if the statement only if the conditions are true, then it will go in the execution of the statements. So if conditions are true, it will go and execute the statement, right? And this happens like if the conditions are not true. If the conditions are not true, then it directly goes to else. And in this case, there is no such checking of the statements. Alright. So else only work is to execute the statement. That is. So else only execute the statement if first check that whether the conditions are true or not. So conditions are true, then it will execute. If it is not true, directly go to else and execute the statement. But if you have mentioned one more category, that is your elif. If you have mentioned elif, that is, if you are mentioning that if this condition is not true, then I will go and check for the another condition. So for the another condition, you have to apply elif. Okay. So for this, you have to apply elif. That is elif conditions are true. Now only if the elif conditions are true, then it will going to execute the statement. So this is how all these three statement runs. Okay, I think this is clear to you. Okay, so these are the three statements and this three syntax. All right. Clear to everyone? Anyone having any problem? Got confused in the interval thing? Got it now? All right. Not understand range and fine. Okay. So let me start.